the ancient kingdom of Il-If, when the gods still walked among mortals, there lived a drummer named Adewale. He was skilled, yes, but his skill was poisoned by pride. He played in the marketplace each day, yet people passed him by as if he were invisible. This burned in his chest like hot coals. Why do they not see my greatness? He would ask himself. But the truth was simple. Adewale played for glory, not for joy. And music played without joy is just noise, no matter how perfect the rhythm. At home, his wife Folktale tried to soothe his wounded pride. She loved him deeply, but love cannot fill a heart already full of ambition. Be patient, she would tell him, your time will come. But Adewale's patience had long run out. He wanted more than a simple life. He wanted his name to echo through generations. He wanted to be remembered. And so he began to think dangerous thoughts. Thoughts that would lead him to a place where desperate men go when earthly means fail them. At midnight, Adewale went to the crossroads, that sacred place where the veil between worlds grows thin. There, under the ancient Iroko tree, he called out to Oya, the goddess of storms and transformation. She came in a whirlwind, beautiful and terrifying. I know what you want, she said, her voice like thunder. You want greatness. You want the world to bow before your music. Adewale, trembling, agreed. I will give you this, Oya continued, but every gift from the gods carries a price. You will have your glory, but when I return to collect my debt, you must pay it, whatever I ask. Blinded by ambition, Adewale accepted. Oya touched his hands and they glowed with divine fire. Go, she commanded. Your greatness awaits, but remember, the higher you climb, the harder you will fall. And so, Adewale became great. When his transformed hands touched the drum, magic flowed through every beat. Within weeks, his fame spread like wildfire. Kings sent messengers begging him to perform at their palaces. Wealthy merchants showered him with gold. The queen herself named him Royal Master of Drums and gave him land and titles. People wept when he played. They fell into trances. They said the ancestors themselves danced when Adewale's rhythms filled the air. He had everything he had ever wanted. But as the old saying goes, the rat that enters the crocodile's mouth seeking food does not return to tell the tale. Adewale's glory was the crocodile's mouth, and he had walked right in. Chief Ogunlad, the master drummer who had once taught Adewale, saw what others did not see. He could smell the spirit work on the young man. You made a bargain, the chief said quietly. What did you promise to give? Adewale laughed, too proud to admit his deal with Oya. You are jealous, old man, he sneered. Chief Ogunlade shook his head sadly. No, my son, I am afraid for you. Every gift from the spirits must be balanced. The debt will come due, and when it does, you will wish you had stayed the humble drummer you once were. But Adewale would not listen. He turned his back on his teacher and walked away into the night, his pride thick as armor around his heart. Months passed. Folake gave birth to a son, healthy, strong, perfect in every way. The baby's cry pierced the night, and Adewale rushed in to see his child. But as he looked at those tiny hands, so innocent and new, a terrible dread filled him. For he remembered Oya's words. When I return to collect my debt, you must pay it, whatever I ask. And suddenly, Adewale knew. The debt would not be gold or cattle or even his own life. No, The gods are crueler and wiser than that. The death would involve this child, this innocent life that had just entered the world. 7 days remained until the naming ceremony. 7 days until Oya would return. Those 7 days were the longest of Adewale's life. He tried to play his drums, but his hands shook. He tried to sleep, but nightmares plagued him. He saw Oya's face in every crowd, in every shadow, in every reflection. He looked at his son and felt love deeper than any drumbeat and terror just as deep. What would the goddess demand? His wealth? His fame? Or something far worse? On the 7th night, unable to bear the weight of not knowing, he went to the Babalawo, the spiritual diviner. The old man threw his sacred palm nuts and read the pattern. His face grew grim. "The goddess will give you a choice," he said. "Keep your gift and your fame, but your son will inherit your curse. A life of suffering cut short by tragedy. Or release the gift and lose everything you have gained, but your son will be free." Adewale stumbled from the diviner's home, his world crumbling around him. The 8th day arrived. The naming ceremony began. Guests filled Adewale's compound, celebrating the new life. But as the elder prepared to whisper the child's name, the wind rose. The sky darkened, though moments before it had been clear. And Oya appeared, terrible in her beauty, powerful as the storm itself. Time seemed to stop for all but Adewale and the goddess. "The death comes due," Oya declared, her voice shaking the earth. "Choose now, drummer. Keep your transformed hands, keep your glory, keep your fame, and your son will carry your curse. He will live a short life filled with suffering, always chasing greatness he can never achieve. Or surrender what I gave you, lose everything, become forgotten, and he goes free." Years passed. Adewale returned to playing in the marketplace for those who would listen. He taught young drummers for small fees. He watched his son grow tall and strong and happy, free from any curse, free to choose his own path. Every day, Adewale remembered what he had been. The memory was bitter, yes, like medicine. But medicine heals. He learned to live with his memories not as regrets, but as lessons. He learned that being a good father mattered more than being a great drummer. He learned that love given freely is worth more than glory bought with bargains. And slowly, over time, he became something he had never been during his days of fame. He became happy. In his later years, Adewale became a teacher, just as Chief Ogunlade had been before him. One day, a young boy, proud and talented and hungry for glory, came to learn from him. The boy reminded Adewale so much of himself that it made his heart ache. "Why do you want to be a great drummer?" Adewale asked. "So my name will live forever," the boy declared. Adewale smiled sadly and placed his weathered hand on the boy's shoulder. "Let me tell you a story," he said. "A story about a drummer who got everything he wished for and nearly lost everything that mattered. A story about the difference between being great and being good. A story about the only rhythm that truly endures. Not the one played for crowds, but the one played for love." And as the sun set over the marketplace, Adewale taught the boy not just how to play the drums, but how to play them with wisdom. For that was the greatest gift the gods had given him. Not magical hands, but a wise heart. And that gift he gave freely to all who would learn.